Welcome back to Comics with Drew. This is Drew, and this video is about Ms. Marvel. Oh, Ms. Marvel, Ms. Marvel. I will happily admit that I have not read page 1 of a single Ms. Marvel comic. So bear that in mind. This isn't a video where I'm going to critique the character or the different cognitive dissonant features or portrayals of the character, because quite frankly, I've never really been interested in a character whose main influence is another major character that they can't seem to ever get right. So I guess like there's been 10 different Captain Marvel reboots, and they don't seem to understand what makes Captain Marvel tick properly. Honestly, I mean, they could just talk to me and I could tell them what to do. But they're never gonna do that, because why would they do that? So I would make Captain Marvel something that people would want to actually read on a consistent basis. But that being said, if you're not familiar, obviously Ms. Marvel is a character that is basically she's inspired by Captain Marvel, and she learns, or she basically becomes a superhero because she's exposed to some kind of weird mist or gas, and it turns her into essentially Reed Richards. So she is a Middle Eastern American Muslim teenage girl who can stretch her body like plastic. So that's really what the character is. The point of this video is that I don't understand why, if you don't like the characteristic of an IP or a character, why you insist on making TV shows or movies about the character. So, as I said, Ms. Marvel is famous for basically being able to turn her body into putty. She can change shapes, and she can become very large. And one of the big defining characteristics of her is her large fists that she hits people with, right? And this is all done basically because of her new physiology that allows her to, contort and shift the way she looks and grow in size and shrink in size. And the fact of the matter is that that's honestly, I'm sorry, I'm going to trigger you Reed Richards fans out there, or you Plastic Man fans. That's not really that awesome of a power for teenage girls. Teenage girls, if you've ever met a teenage girl for any amount of time, they're extremely self-conscious. And, basically making a hero that's designed to look weird is not going to be a hit with that target demographic. At least that's not the way I would perceive it. And anybody that I've talked to about this has the same opinion. But back to the point. The new trailer for Ms. Marvel for the Disney Plus series just came out, and I know that they had done a lot of reshoots on this, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the reshoots were basically turning her plastic type powers to kind of light construct powers like Green Lanterns. The fact of the matter is that that's not the character. The character, I mean, you may not like the character for whatever reason, and there are lots of valid reasons to not like the character, but I don't think that you're going to be successful. And again, it's not my money. Companies can, spend as much money as they want. They can set fire to large mountains of money as they're wont to do. But I don't understand why you want to make TV shows or adaptations of characters that don't resemble what they actually are in the original source material. It doesn't make any sense to me. And so I'm just looking at this trailer, and I'm like, oh my God, we got The Weeknd, we got, Blinded by the Light. I think that's the name of the song. And, she's just doing the typical, high school sucks, and I don't fit in, and I want to be like Captain Marvel for whatever reason. And she turns into this magic light bracelet thing. And, the thing is just a total train wreck. It just is a total train wreck. And, if they're successful with it, I will be totally shocked. So it's like the first Marvel TV show that I have absolutely zero interest in watching, because I just don't see the point of it. I really don't. And I would love for the TV show to be successful, but the first step is just respecting the character as it stands in the comics, and try to make the character like that. If you're making the character have different powers, right? Okay. If you're going out of your way to make different powers, for the character, then that means that you don't really think the character is ready for a TV show. And by the way, some people might say, oh, well, Superman has a bunch of stupid new powers in the Superman movie in 1978. And to that, I would say you're absolutely right. However, if you read any 70s Superman comics, Superman randomly gets powers all the time in the comics that don't make any sense. So the fact that he can, fly around the world and reverse the rotation of the earth and turn back time, which is utterly stupid, but done in that movie, it doesn't really fly in the face of the comics because of the fact that, the comics are full of stupid stuff like that anyway. However, in this day and age, in the 21st century, the characters have a lot more saturation in the portrayals that they've been put in the media that's available. So it's widely accessible. Now, that being said, I don't really know how popular Ms. Marvel comic books have been. They've not really been super successful from my personal understanding and observation. I could be wrong, but the character just seems kind of like something that they're trying to make happen. If you try to make a character happen and the character is not working, maybe you should reevaluate the point of the character in the first place. And maybe you should go back to basics and think about it and not try to, hit all these different, focus group points, but think up an organic story and tell the story and stick to your guns and tell the story the way that you envision it being, and forget about who you're trying to appeal to. And I think once someone actually does that with like a character like Ms. Marvel, I think that's when they're going to hit it big. I think that's when it's going to finally take hold with people and be something that is more than just an avatar or a mascot, but something that really allows people to be inspired. And ultimately, that's what I think a lot of people want to do with comic books and what they want to do with comic book heroes, but they just fail horrifically at them because they misunderstand the point. Again, if you like Ms. Marvel and you want to watch the show, good luck to you, and I hope I hope you're happy with it. And I definitely don't want to dump all over it for you, but I just don't understand the point. I really don't. I'd actually be much more interested in watching a Ms. Marvel show if the Ms. Marvel character were portrayed the way she was actually portrayed in the comics. That would be more interesting. I'm just looking at this, man, and I'm just seeing it line up, and I'm thinking, this looks like it's going to be a train wreck. So, but we'll see. I hope I'm wrong, because, I want everybody to, get good entertainment, and hopefully this will turn out right. I just don't think it's going to happen. Again, thanks for watching Comics with Drew. I'm Drew, and I'll catch you next time.